What up, YouTube? Ed, WeskerGriff, coming back with a quick mail day recap video and also a quick video response for Baseball Collector for the Pet Peeves. I guess you can call it giveaway. Not really giveaway, but I've just been enjoying all the videos I've been seeing with that. I know James, Elite Hunters, I absolutely loved his video. Thought it was kind of hilarious how as the video went on and the more he was talking, the more pissed off he was getting. So James, that was an awesome video. I really enjoyed that. And pretty much all the responses that I've seen, I've pretty much agreed with all of them. So I thought about doing my own separate video and talking in length about each one, but I kind of just didn't want to do that, but still wanted to throw my 2 cents into the wind and name a couple pet peeves that really just irritate me in the hobby. So we'll name them real quick. The first one, it's kind of the granddaddy, kind of the big daddy of the YouTube community. And this has not happened to me personally, but I have seen it happen to other people. And I think it's one of the most disrespectful and rude things that can happen to somebody. And that's when you send a person a care package, a just because package, a random act of kindness, any type, whatever you want to call it. When you send someone, you create, you make, and you ship off a package to somebody, and either 1, they don't acknowledge it, 2, they don't even show it, or 3, like, they don't even make any mention of it. Again, that has not happened to me, but I have seen that. And I've heard about that happen to people. And I think it happened, I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. But again, hasn't happened recently. But I just think when something like that happens, that is just insanely disrespectful and insanely rude. And I haven't seen no one mention that one. So in a way, I'm kind of glad because it's not as prevalent and it hasn't happened as much. But that one's really bad. And like I said, I've had people tell me that has happened to them, and so I've seen it happen before. Thankfully, never has happened to me though. Another one. This is on the card show side of things, and a lot of people have mentioned it, but dealers who don't put prices on their cards, that really rubs me a certain way as well, because I feel like the dealer is profiling you when you approach the table. They're trying to see how much money they can get off of you. James said that eloquently in his response, but I think he's spot on the money. I think a lot of dealers do a lot of profiling. They try to size you up to see how much money they can get off you. And it's either the dealer is trying to do that with maybe a little malicious intent, or they're just lazy and they didn't put the prices on the cards. But to further jump on that one, and this was something that happened at the Philly show, and this grinds my gears. It really got me frustrated, is when a dealer will use a baseline Gem Mint 10 PSA price. So say if a card, say Juan Soto or Josh Allen or Joe Burrow, Aaron Judge, whatever modern or ultra modern player you want to use. Say if they have a PSA Gem Mint 10, and the comps on the card are pretty much set in stone. You can look it up and it's pretty much a baseline average price. Granted, some volatility from playoff performances or a player having a historic season or whatever. But a dealer uses those prices to price their CSG or their HGA slabs. And there was a dealer at the Philly show that had PSA, HGA, and he had CSG, and the price comparison between those slabs was only like $25 to $30, and it just didn't make no sense to me. From a business standpoint, it made absolutely no sense. I don't know why he was doing that. Did talk to the guy because I wanted to know the why, because it was just so mind-blowing to me that he would charge PSA prices for other card slabs, especially when those other cards and those other third-party graders like CSG and HGA don't even sniff the PSA sold listing prices. So you run into that at card shows. Dealers would walk in museums who, they need a dose of reality. If they ever put their cards up on eBay or they put them up for auction, boy, oh boy, they're not even going to get a fraction of that price. But that's always just interesting to me that, and I've been seeing it more. It's a trend that's not a good one, to use the baseline PSA 10 price for all the cards. I don't know who started that. I don't know where that has happened, but I just don't know. I just don't get that. I don't understand that. And the third pet peeve that I'll mention that I haven't seen anyone mentioned, might be a strange one for some, but it ties to loyalty sometimes. Loyalty to a player, or loyalty to, as a collector, loyalty to a player, or loyalty to a specific thing. And what I mean by that is, if a player, this is more on the ultra modern and the modern side of things. If a player struggles and the person presents themselves as a collector, as a passionate collector of said player, that they're all about this player, they eat, sleep, and breathe this player, and then if the player struggles, has some struggles, it's fire sale time. It's time to cut loose. Like, again, that's more on the speculation side of things, or the flipper side of things, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think it's the way you present yourself on social media, the way you present yourself on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever social media platform you're using. If you present yourself as a diehard collector of, I don't know, Fernando Tatis, and then Tatis gets busted for PEDs, and all of a sudden, I look at your feed and you haven't bought a Tatis card since he got busted. That to me is kind of suspect. I wonder to myself, why did you even present yourself as a Tatis collector if you were speculating on him? And again, there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with speculating on a player that you think has a potential to be a superstar. But I think transparency would go a long way in that. And I think you would actually have a better time in the hobby if you were just more honest and transparent about it. And that's kind of tying into what Pepino Man said about people just being honest. And if you're flipping, you're flipping. If you're a collector, you're a collector. Or if you're a speculator, you're a speculator, whatever. And there's multiple examples of that outside of Tatis as well. That whole thing with Project 2020, I mentioned it before, a couple videos, like 3 or 4 videos ago, when I picked up the Blake Jameson, Bryce Harper, and the Blake Jameson out Juan Soto. Like, it's kind of depressing almost that nobody talks about or nobody picks up or shows off any Project 2020 cards. The only other person that I can think of that recently brought a Project 2020 card might have been like Abel in Vegas, or Amish Dave Archer. But that's about it. Like, I don't see anyone in the immediate community buying any of those cards, and it's kind of sad when you go back to 2020 and there was just this huge swell of passion and fever pitch excitement for that, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if it's because the secondary values are not even worthy of a value box that you stayed away, or I don't know. It's just I just find it weird. So loyalty to that's why, like, when I see my friend Saul BD Kane, Tatis got, what happened to Tatis happened to Tatis, but then I click on Saul's video and he's a passionate Padres fan. He's a passionate collector. I still see him buying Tatis cards. I still see him. And when I see that, I'm just like, my man, I love that. When I see that, that just puts a smile on my face, because I'm like, that dude really loves his team, really loves collecting Tatis cards. that's a real G right there. That's a real damn collector right there. Like, oh man, that my dude. But those are just some of my thoughts. Good God, the video's 10 minutes and no one's gonna watch this crap. But let's get into the cards. So these are all the same cards. Well, they're not. They're not technically all the same. They're parallel versions, but they're all from 2022 Topps Finest. These are all Matt Verlin refractors. So carshield.com. Matt Verlin, that's a reference. Phillies fans will know that. But Matt Verlin somehow got a sponsorship for carshield.com. They paid him a bunch of money to promote their website. And during Phillies games, he's always on TV promoting it. And he's kind of the fourth outfielder for the Phillies. He's been getting starts here and there. Phillies are in the NLDS against the Atlanta Braves. They sent the Cardinals home in the wild card round. It's been really exciting watching them. So this is the red. And the red is numbered out of 5. So 4 or 5 for Matty Verlin. Next, we got the old, the retro with the peel. It's not an actual peel. It's just printed there on the card. But these are numbered out of 10. So that's 2 out of 10. Then we got the black refractor, which is numbered out of 25. And the last one that I managed to pick up was the gold, which is numbered 50 out of 50, eBay 101, all that jazz. But these are just cool cards. Matt Verlin's having a pretty decent season. He's never going to be a juggernaut in the hobby, but he's a player that I think Philly fans will remember fondly, and especially customers of carshield.com. So figured why not add these to the collection. I mean, the red I only paid $40 for, so, you know, probably a gross overpay, but it's numbered out of 5 people, so just a cool looking card. So that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Almost 13 minutes of your day. I appreciate you sticking around.